white PVC extruded type of plastic. And basically what we want to do now is we want to show you how Starbrite is blowing bottles. Hey, welcome back. We're in Montgomery, Alabama, and just before the break we were showing you how Starbrite is making a SeaSafe, environmentally friendly hull cleaner. And now I want to talk about how this particular company actually also makes bottles. And that is very rare when you're talking about people that make waxes and polishes. They usually have to get somebody else's bottles in. And that leads us to our next expert guest. Hello, Peter.
Welcome back, John.
Good to be back. This is my very good friend. This is Peter Dornow. And Peter is the CEO of Starbrite. And my friend, you started this company in 1970 and you've turned it into a giant. Tell me about this machine right back here. What's going on inside it?
This is called a continuous extruding blow mold machine. We're taking PVC resin in pellet form, plus some additives, and we're melting it in an extruder barrel. As it comes out of the extruder, it then goes into a mold. We're blowing up that material to conform to the mold shape, and then we're getting out a finished bottle.
How hot is the material?
Material's about 350 degrees coming out at the head of the extruder.
Well, it's only taken a couple of seconds from the actual mold kind of making the shape of this particular bottle and your workers handling it. How are they doing that at 385 degrees?
Let me give you a bottle, John.
All right.
Here's a bottle that just came out of the machine. Nice and cold.
It's probably 70 degrees inside the plant today. And this bottle's even colder than that.
That's correct. We have a complete chilling system outside, and we're circling water around that mold to cool it immediately in the mold to conform to that shape. This is a thermosetting resin, so when it gets cold, it's going to take that exact shape of the mold.
So this is PVC.
That's PVC.
And when I introduce you as an expert, I'm not kidding. Peter is a chemical engineer, okay? This is like really big brain stuff that this guy comes up with, okay? But isn't it true that you have to have a certain type of container to hold a certain type of chemical? Like this is plastic.
Correct.
Why do you use PVC? What kind of chemicals will hold in PVC without escaping?
John, we make about 1,000 different products, and some of those products will not stand up to PVC. We have to use different resins. Every chemical, and you have to know the differences between the chemical and the resin, and they also have to be tested. Even though you think you know it, you have to go through a test to make sure long term they're going to be compatible with each other.
But you're testing it all the way along the process. When it comes here from maybe Dow or some other chemical company, you make sure it's the material that they're saying it is.
Absolutely.
You have a laboratory here. I've also seen some of your actual technicians and people that work in the laboratory on the lines, and they're taking samples, and they're ensuring that things are sealed, and they're ensuring that we're safe as the public.
QC is a vital part of our company. Every chemical that comes in goes through a QC check before it's allowed in the plant. If a chemical comes in and is not the correct chemical, we reject it.
Okay.
So everything has to be QC'd.
Did this bottle just get messed up or what?
No, that's been trimmed in the machine, and now you can just take off that. You have a finished bottle.
All right. Now,
this will be reground.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get into. Not only are you making environmentally friendly boat chemicals so that we can deal with our various staining issues, you're actually recycling some of the excess material to put back into the product.
Nothing gets wasted.
So you can recycle these bottles, but let's talk about the bottles that Gregor was pointing out in that SeaSafe line. That's different. What are you adding to that bottle to really accelerate the process of breaking down in a landfill if it does wind up in a landfill?
Through the modern chemical processes, new products have been developed, and we now have an additive that we put in our bottles that will biodegrade that bottle within a 2-year period when introduced into a landfill. The natural bacteria will break down the bottle. Otherwise, you do not have that additive. This bottle could last 100 years and never will degrade, and we would have a lot of pollution on this earth.
I've looked around this 300,000 square foot facility, and I've seen windshield washer fluid being made. I've seen antifreeze getting made. You know, a lot of boaters have to winterize their boats. I've seen an incredible array of different cleaning products, and Peter, my hat's off to you. Unbelievable job.
Thank you, John.
And thank you for helping the environment.
Thank you.
Hey, right now we need to take another real quick time out, but keep it right here because when we come back, we're going to be dealing with some of those other staining issues that we inevitably get on our boats, and we'll get into it right after this critical timeout.